Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do my full review slash overview of the Snecx, or the WE Knives Snecx Vision. And this is really cool. I picked this up at Blade Show 2022. I saw it at the booth when I went over to pick up the Mini Malice button lock, and I just had to have it, so I bought both. I actually sold the Mini Malice to Lindy and Richie, the knife modders, because they wanted one, and you know, I wouldn't have kept it long term. I would have done a review and then sold it, and they wanted one, so I sold that. But I hung on to this for the time being. I'm probably going to sell it pretty quick, but I wanted to get a video done on it first. I love the blue accents, so we can just get into it. Aesthetically, I think it looks really cool. It has a bead blasted blade and a blue anodized frame. It's got a nice finish to it. They did this really weird clip on the back we can talk about, and obviously it has the super lock, which is a spine lock, much like an 80-20.5. Apparently Snecx invented that, and it's a similar design to the Demco. I'm thinking we should take this guy apart to take a look inside, because I think it'll be fun. There's my Jaeger. I got to do that to that too. So I wasn't planning this, so just give me a second and let's get into it. I know the pivot was loose. Yep. I had to tighten it a few times already, so we can clear that out. Get this guy out, and hopefully she comes right apart. I understand there's a spring down in there somewhere, so we can find out where that is. Be careful, because there's a spring. Any other screws? No, I don't see anything. I think it's just a matter of pressure, tension, etc. This clip is very interesting on the back. She doesn't want to come loose. And then you know what'll happen, right? It'll just shoot across the goddamn room, because that's what happens. There's a spring in there. You see it? It's down in there. So I'm going to grab a pry. See if I can't pop her loose without losing that spring. I don't know if it's because of the spring. There we go. Doing something. There we go. So the spring is down. The spring is down in here, inside of this piece, which is very interesting. So that's it. And that must be why the detent is kind of shitty, because there's honestly no spring tension. It's a very light spring. Now, I don't know if I could take like a pen spring and shove it in there and see if that helps. I don't know if I really want to find out right now. So that's why I don't have one laying around. So you have your stock 5mm bearing, so you could technically skiff this baby up if you wanted to. See, here's your blade, CPM 20 CV, I assume. Yep, CPM 20 CV. Very simple, honestly. I also wanted to clean it because I was getting a little bit of stick on that mechanism. One thing I'd say would be nice is if this had some jimping on it. It's just this kind of spot right here you pull on, and it can be a little bit frustrating to pull on. So then you have your washers, and you have your clip here that acts as a backspacer, essentially. Very interesting design. Stop pins and all that good stuff. It's actually very simple, to be honest. So we have 3 pins. We got one more down here. And some milling and such. And that's really it. So cool stuff. So I guess it sits like that, right? So let's oil these up. Yeah, these are just 5mm bearings. As I stated in my Blade Show haul video, this is probably going to get sold pretty quick. I think I have a buyer lined up. And it's mostly because I just don't think I'd carry it long term. And it's not that I don't like the knife. I don't want to make that impression. I just have a lot of knives, and I just don't think this one personally would get a ton of pocket time. That's all it is. So let's figure out how this goes in. It goes in this way. So, oh, I see it. Is that where it sits? Right there? Like that? It seems weird. Be like that. Ah, okay, I see. Sit like that, and then this pin maybe... What? Do I have something backwards? No, I think we're good. Something seems off. I think I put this in backwards. Yep, okay. This goes in like this. Okay, there we go. Ah, okay, it sits, and then when it locks up, it pops into this slot right here. Interesting. You see that? So you pull this down, whoa, and out of the way. So it's not quite the same as a Demco, but it is very similar. So let's see if we can get it together like this. This can just go in here. At least it should go in there. Ah, it goes in there. Oh. So there is a little more tension on it than I thought. Okay, got it. So this is kind of your pin. And this needs to go and get shoved in there. So it is very Demco-like. Probably need to pull it back. Well, we'll see. Hold on. My guess is I gotta do this. Yep. Just to get it in place. We'll take a little bit of Loctite because it seems like it needs it. Clean the screw here. Okay. Not quite tightening that down yet. Put this screw in. Okay. Centering is good. Let's put this stuff away. That was pretty easy, honestly. See if we need to adjust it at all. No play. No rock at all. Wow. That was with me tightening it down too. Still has no detent, but feels fine. I got a little bit of KPL on my hand, so it's going to be a little harder to flick. So anyway, that's your disassembly and reassembly. That was nice. Yeah, so aesthetically, I think it looks good. Nice sheep's foot blade. You got this interesting sort of choil. Speedos are not for me, but hey, it reduces some weight. And it's actually kind of cool in this case, and I'll show you that later. The clip is mounted on the back here through that backspacer sort of situation. Honestly, it's not even a backspacer. It's just a clip mounted through here. But it kind of looks like one. And then your springs down there like we saw. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can hold the speed holes and actually spin this thing, which is kind of cool. So it kind of has a little bit of a fidget aspect to it, which is interesting. Yeah, ergonomically, it's pretty comfortable in hand. If you hold it like this, it's not the best because that clip gets you a little bit, the spine gets you a little bit. Choked up, it's not the best either because you have this sort of hook right here, but it's sort of a choil, and you could definitely do EDC tasks like this. You could pinch up like this, use that tip for shipping labels and stuff like that, getting into packaging. The clip carry is actually not that bad. You just have to tuck it. So you kind of put it in on an angle the way you want to go. So like if I want to put this in leaning this way, I just start putting it in like this into the seam and then turn, if that makes sense. So like, let me take a hank here. So like I want it to sit this way. So I'm going to aim it that way, just slightly. Tuck into the clip, and then I'm just going to turn it like this. And the way your pocket works and your jeans, and it, you know, if it's tight enough, it'll just turn and sit in your pocket like that. See, if it's allowed to just sit free, obviously it's going to bounce back and do that. But in your pocket, it does tend to turn and just stay there. You can turn it this way if you want. So if you're right-handed or left-handed, kind of works for both, which is interesting. But it also kind of doesn't work for both. So, you know, take it or leave it. It's not too heavy or anything. It's not too big. It's a good carry, honestly. It's just a little weird. You got to get used to it so you can trust it because it has no detent. So it is a little scary if you just put it in your pocket and have this facing your inside seam, then, you know, it could open up because it's not the strongest. You can hear it bouncing off. It takes a bit to whip it open, but you could definitely see it getting like this, right? Now it does suck it back in until right there. So it's probably safe, but hey, if you're jumping off a countertop or something, it might open up. You never know, so be careful, please. The cutting, I barely cut with it. Actually, I don't think I've cut a single thing with this. So 20 CV flat grind from WE Knives. It's going to be good, guys. It's going to cut fine. I've heard a lot about their initial edges not holding up super long, but definitely being sharp. So I don't know. I've always thought their grinds are excellent, and they give you a good quality knife. But I can't speak to the cutting too well on this guy. Literally got it from Blade Show and got back the other day. So I just want to get a video out there because I'm probably going to sell it. Yeah, so you have that cutting. The sounds are good. Got some Demco-ish stuff going on, but it's a little bit more dampened than a Demco. And I don't know if that's because of the more titanium frame and the open holes and such, or the lock style, but it is what it is. So the action you guys saw there, it's really good. You can slow roll it out. It just drops freely. Really easy to slow roll because, again, no detent because it's just on that spring. But you can easily flick it. I mean, yes, I can fail it if I do this. But, like, if I just give it a flick, it flicks. Like, it's the best way for me to put it. It's not super satisfying in any way, which is one of the reasons I'd probably let it go. But it works, you know what I mean? And then disengaging it is super fun. You just drop it like that. You can do it like a back lock, where you kind of just put your finger out, catch it, and then swing it down. Or you can just let her swing, and it works great. So the action's good. Thumb flick, I would not, you know, recommend really. I don't think it's going to be that good, but you could probably learn. So overall, I think it's fantastic. I think it's a really cool offering. I may try to get another one when they actually release. Not sure about that, but we'll see. And I may just keep it too. I don't know. I haven't made final decisions yet. I really do like it. It's super unique. So it may be sticking around, to be honest. Plus, it's blue, right? So I don't think this is one that really needs skiff bearings. I mean, it's got very solid side to side and up and down, so it doesn't really need that stuff. The only thing I would think about is maybe having it modded to add jimping back here, but who knows. But overall, the Snecx Vision from WE is a very cool product. I gotta say, I'm impressed, and I'm glad I finally got my hands on one, and they had them at Blade Show. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I love you all. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.